One of the things that you mentioned and kind of made me think about our social media and the type of comments we get often. And I don't know about you if you see these as well, but there is a big misconception out there in the community that resorts use more water than residential customers. And while that's true if you compare, let's say, the Bellagio hotel to just one home, it's not accurate when you compare the water use from all the resorts to all the residential customers in Southern Nevada. So I feel like we need to address the elephant in the room before we dive deeper into some of the conversation here about the property's pools and water features specifically. I know people see the fountains of Bellagio and they think, oh my gosh, all that water waste here in the middle of the desert. So, what do you have to say to that about, or to those who say, why should I conserve water when resorts like MGM or the Bellagio have those large pools and fountains?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I've heard it said that the Bellagio fountain, the water in the Bellagio fountain, is some of the hardest working water in Las Vegas, and I definitely agree with that. I think starting at the beginning, it's important to note that the water that we use to replenish the water in Lake Bellagio that evaporates is not from Colorado River water. It's supplied by groundwater wells, and therefore doesn't directly impact Southern Nevada's water supply. We're also the water for the O swimming pool gets recycled into Lake Bellagio a couple times a year. That gets emptied and replenished, and we're reusing that water. I think for it's important to note for all of our pools and water features, and even for our cooling towers as well, that have chemical treatment. We're working with our in-house and our out-of-house vendors on chemical and water treatment to make sure that treatment is optimized and that the water is reused as many times as possible before it's replaced.